You're not good? It's too late. I've already started the tunes.
Podapalooza 2, episode 20.
Indeed.
Here we are, back again.
Remember when we used to just make up numbers of what episode it was so we didn't know where we were at?
We didn't know the effective number.
Well, back when you were like Happy Australia Day, 4 months later. Anyway,
Time stamped us accidentally.
who do we have with us today, Al?
Well, we have the round table again for Podapalooza. So Fedora is back with us. Welcome back.
Thanks, mate. It's good to be back.
On the pod.
All right. I didn't feel like you had one of them. Oh,
Ooh,
early
straight
on.
into his savvy.
Early on, lemon lime.
Lemon lime.
Get around him.
Thanks, Mark. Imposter code at checkout, 17% off for yourself and 17% comes to us, which helps us obviously buy more savvies to crack more savvies on.
Right. You've been here under a minute and all you've done is just shouted out imposter codes. Love it.
Right on.
You got any other sales pitches for us while we're here, or you going to value add sometime soon?
Sometime soon.
It's just not just yet. Who else we got, Al?
We also have SJ Brand, our resident author.
Hello.
Welcome back.
She gets a bigger crowd audience. I like her.
And she'll be speaking today as a published podcaster now, as opposed to waiting for hers to go out. So,
Oh, this is like published. I was self-published. I was too busy.
no, I mean, because Podapalooza 1, she was on as well, but her episodes weren't out. So,
well, that's true.
Very exciting.
Yeah, you were early on. Early on, jumped in there before she even got out there. That's a pretty impressive feat.
Yep.
So what? This would be. You're our record guest.
No.
How many have you been on?
oh,
Probably less than SJ, to be honest.
Well, we found out you're actually our third host.
What do I get for that?
You get a savvy. You get a savvy. What else you?
Thanks, Mark.
And you had to turn up with a bunch of books. So
Yep.
it was really impressive.
and we'll be doing some dial-ins, but we might not commit to who they are yet in case they don't answer. So
No, but yeah.
we'll see who answers the phone later.
I've still got to sync my phone to the Bluetooth, which will no doubt end terribly when some other random people ring us. Luckily, we're not doing this live because that'd be terrible. You'd get a bunch of people ringing in. And I don't know. The one-star bloke would ring. I'm assuming it's a bloke. We don't know. How is the hunt with the one-star going?
It's going good. We've narrowed it down to about 3 people. We won't name names, but you know who you are.
But we will.
And
When we get down to one. When we've confirmed it, we will.
Well, I'm giving that person an opportunity now to rectify their mistake and give us a 5-star.
Yeah.
Retribution will be less if you come forward before we have to name and shame you.
Feel free to just write an aggressive review and then leave 5 stars, and we'll still leave you alone. Be as grumpy as you want.
So lots happened since Podapalooza 1 or episode 10. And so who have we had on? We've had, I think Mark McConnell's ones came out just after that. Or maybe we're halfway through that. We've had Joel Jamal.
Yeah, Joel's been on. Whilst we were up at the desert.
And both SJ's episodes now. So
How many reviews have we got?
And don't forget Matty Morris. He came out after Podapalooza.
Oh, true.
okay.
Oh,
Big 10 episodes then.
Oh, that was good.
Good double crack.
I wish I'd got your face there. He was like, oh, that was a crisp one. That sounded great. Good distance from the mic, everything. Beautiful.
And
no slurp though.
Berso, you and I have just been out on a Simpson Desert trip, which a lot of the guys would have seen some stories and reels on Instagram, but it was a pretty amazing time, and we've recorded a few episodes out in the desert under the stars, which is pretty cool.
Met a published author, not a self-published one. Not that there's anything wrong with being self-published.
Yeah.
Well, look, to be fair, I can see your books on the table. I can't see his book.
Wow.
We better have a whiskey sponsor out of that one too, because he mentioned someone like 300 times. So.
Sheepdog whiskey. It's actually delicious, like a peanut brittle whiskey. Not usually into whiskey, but it was amazing. It was definitely well worth your time getting around at Sheepdog whiskey. We figure if we say it enough times, they'll give us a sponsorship. But
they'll have to.
So far.
Or they'll sue us. We spoke to some publicans out in the desert that have, moved from the city to
Phil and Maria over at the Murray pub.
So that was interesting. It's some perspective on sort of desert life from them.
Yeah, on Benji, who was daring to venture.
Yep.
Across all 10 deserts in Australia.
Yep. And Clay Marks, who was the one that ran the tour, who's started a veteran run experience across the Simpson Desert, which is really cool.
On frontlinesafari.com. Get around him. He's on there. Lee from Traverse Magazine.
Oh, yes. The Deleca changed his life.
Didn't it? The baby bus, he calls it. But he's also doing he was nice enough to donate a trip to Timor, and then the boys took advantage of it and 2 of them are doing it now.
Yeah, they
And-
split the raffle prize.
And funnily enough, Al's also been in his ear. So this,
Yes, I may be a +3 for that one later.
yeah. So they're looking at doing, was it 150s? 150 motorbikes or something? You're going to travel?
Oh yeah,
all
just
around
little
Timor?
local bikes I think around there. So
Yeah. So that'll be super interesting.
So for us that weren't on the trip, you just want to give a Frontline Safari, right?
Yep.
Do you just want to give us a little explanation on what that is? Because some of us might not know, like me and SJ, I reckon, have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, just sitting here nodding. But
Well, it's like every time.
well,
we talk
if you
about
watched
books
every
and stuff.
story that we posted, you'd understand.
Yeah.
I
we
did.
even sent you other stuff
just
in
a
your
lot
own
of
time.
savvy's being cracked.
Different mic. It's got to go. You got to go through the other mic. That was terrible. Still happy with it. Thanks, Mark.
Well, whilst he's drinking, Frontline Safari is basically a trip across the Simpson Desert that's run by a bunch of military veterans, and they take paid customers across the desert, and those paying customers are contributing to veteran charities. And then on the last night, there was also a big raffle with lots of different prizes. So essentially, or as I understand it, it's all done at cost, and then as much as possible goes into those veteran charities, which this year was Saltwater Veterans, which is like a sort of a sailing and ocean project, which is pretty cool to hear about. But yeah, just the experience to go across the desert when it's, facilitated by a really competent group, and, all those things that might make it challenging about water and fuel and food and distances each day are taken care of. So all the participants, there was dirt bike riders and tag-along four-wheel drives. So it was a pretty amazing experience for them to be able to do that supported and have sort of a local guide with information and that as well. We swam in a 28-degree billabong, like a hot spring in the middle of the desert, which was just, you couldn't even imagine this place. Like,
Oh, and it's actually just like one of those things you put your feet in Bali.
yeah,
All the fish just rock up. But it's a
tiny little fish.
Yeah. But no like hepatitis, I don't think.
So don't go in below your waist.
Mate, we were up to our shoulders and
no.
some of those fish were aggressive. It's like my...
Yes, they were. You
Like
had to keep moving sometimes.
Have you heard of those swimming fish that do?
Yep.
Yeah.
No,
Don't
wasn't-
weigh in the
wasn't
water.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they get up and in there.
Yeah.
But
I don't
the
know
other
if that's
thing-
real, but it's enough to not do it. It's like just a bloke who was sick of people pissing in his river and he's just like made this story up about these parasites.
The fish will get you.
The other thing that was remarkable is, we're in such built-up areas these days. To be in a desert where you could see the entire horizon, sunsets and sunrises were just amazing. And they've had a fair bit of rain to see a rather green desert. So the plants against the red sand was really amazing, something I didn't expect. We had a couple of dingoes come in toward the campsites at night. So it was just, even if you go camping around the bush and that sort of thing, like a couple of hours from your city, it was just so totally different from anything I've done before. So yeah, really cool.
What was the night sky like? How was that?
It was just, unobscured, but it was sort of a full moon phase while we were out there. So it was quite light. But because there's no other light pollution, you could still see the stars really clearly.
Yeah, nice.
And for anyone that sort of is a four-wheel driver, there's a famous dune called Big Red, and that's the end of your crossing at the Simpson Desert. And Burso and I and Dare to Adventure and one of the riders, we'd had some delays through the day. So we actually got up there in the dark. There's a big flat top on the dune. So we hung out for a little while under the full moon on this, the most iconic sand dune in the Simpson Desert. It was just like, really cool experience. And then you roll into Birdsville and, have a couple of drinks and celebrate the trip. So really cool way to do it. And no mobile phone reception for days, which was magnificent.
It was funny. We got to the top of Big Red and we were all looking around and then one of the boys was like, "Man, I think this is Big Red."
Yeah.
I was like, "It bloody want to be, mate, because I'm not getting off anything else."
They do all look the same in the dark, and then you realise, this one's a lot higher than the other ones.
Yeah, but you don't realise it till you're actually driving up. And then you're like, this is going for a lot longer.
Did you just come back with a different perspective on like day-to-day life here back in Melbourne?
The main perspective that I got was how different it was just talking to people in like a country or a desert pub. Everybody that was there was a lot more relaxed. Everybody did talk to each other as opposed to kind of ignoring each other. Like even ordering a drink at the bar was kind of a 5-minute chat with the person behind the bar or the publican. And ironically, nearly everybody up there that owned or worked somewhere was an ex-Victorian that had left in the last 3 years. So that kind of spoke volumes. But there was a bit of community because of that. It was like people that were kind of escaping the rat race maybe and getting up there and taking some time. So that really stood out to me.
I think people always flirt with the idea of going out back and just having a simpler life. So having a little taste of it for a week like you did, I was just interested to hear what actually you take from it.
Mate, there's actually plenty of stuff you can do up there without a four-wheel drive as well.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can drive all the way to Maree now and it's tarred road. You can go there in two-wheel drive. It's not a big deal.
Yeah,
and then they take you for flights. They do flights around the area and there's big red tour buses and stuff that you can do. So they just take you out and see some sights. They'll take you to Dalhousie Springs and things like that.
Yeah, you don't have to cross the dunes. You can go to Birdsville and Oodnadada and all these iconic places with just being on like reasonable gravel roads. So still worth getting up there and seeing.
Yeah, as soon as you get off the road, you're still in the desert. Like even just the Flinders Ranges driving from Adelaide up to Maree, it looks like you're in Arizona. And then you go through there to Montana. Like it's all the things you see in American movies. You'll see there's like the same sort of thing. And like at night time, if you're into night photography, it's an amazing place to be.
What about with kids? Obviously, me and SJ have got kids.
Well, Clay brought both his kids across the dunes.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, they were in his.
wow.
Yeah.
How old?
I don't know. They're small. They're about this tall, if that works.
Well, in a sense, it was a good playground for them because, if you're out in the bush, you might lose sight of them, but you're just sort of in a sandpit with knee-high shrubs. So they were just tearing around having a great time.
Yeah, until somebody said there was a dingo. And then people were like, hey, dingoes
Younger one got freaked out.
Yeah, but there actually were dingoes there. That was nuts. The blokes would be going off to dig holes to obviously do stuff with camo roll. And then, like they'd be sitting there squatting and then they'd see these two eyes and they'd be freaking out. And they're like, get away from me, you little bastards.
I think everyone's got generational trauma from the dingo ate my baby.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, but they were pretty cool. They're just inquisitive, and we had a really close encounter with one near the road, and it was just this really healthy-looking sort of beautiful dog. I'd never seen anything like it.
And there were some emus that wanted to fight us. that was good value. Like they ran across the road, then stopped, turned around, just like shaped up to us. Oh, it's interesting. But there were heaps of camel trails, but we never saw a camel.
No, I never saw them.
Which is weird because apparently they're feral everywhere.
But yeah, if you guys want to know more about that, we'll have a couple episodes coming out specifically about those tours and the area. We sat down and talked to the publicans from Maree, which is really cool about their lifestyle. And that
they're
pub,
Victorians.
Yeah, that pub might be up for sale. So it's, even we were joking about considering a desert change and become publicans. So
there was there's an ex-Vic pole copper and she's just up and left and she just works as a bartender now at Mount Dare. Just up and, like her kids are, I want to say 22 and like 19 and they're just down at her house here and she's just off being a bartender in the middle of nowhere. Like she lost a couple of people in December last year and she's like, see you later, I'm gone. So, I mean, the kid's like, cool, we get a house and she's just off gallivanting around Alice Springs and all sorts of stuff. So that's she's a 3-1 number. So she's been around a while.
She's done.
Yeah, she's like, I'm cooked. It was cool when I got in and now it's not.
For anyone that's interested, on Instagram, it's just Frontline Safari, usual spelling, and you can see some of the photos from the trip just gone and previous trips that is it Clay Marks, you said?
Yep.
Clay Marks has ran, which is pretty cool.
Usual spelling, you reckon?
Clay Marks?
Huh. It was like usual
Frontline
spelling.
Safari.
Yeah. What's the usual spelling?
FRONTLINESAFARI.
You've got SJ's book in front of you. You're just getting ready, aren't you?
Yeah, for sure. I'll take that
ASMR.
That challenge seriously. I've been practicing in the mirror every night.
Have you?
Yep.
How's that been going? With a wig and lipstick on, or
No.
that laugh gave that away very much. You're like, yes, I have.
Yeah. Jesus.
I also did something for you in the desert fedora.
Oh no.
Not specifically
That's
for
a-
you,
that's
but
a-
I
that's a
recorded
weird
one
lead-in.
of the human challenges.
Excellent.
So getting sunlight early in the morning because there's no better place than the desert to do that. So you'll find out a bit more about that, but we'll have a sort of human review episode coming out and a little Instagram challenge for everybody based around that.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. It's been sitting in the wings waiting patiently. I think there's a lot of value that people can take out of that episode. And thank you, Al, for doing all the market research and paying the money to go out and watch Andrew by yourself.
See how well people think I've paraphrased his works.
We got that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Have we got an update on where are we at with stats and stuff?
Well, by the time this is released, we're going to have over 5,000 podcast listens.
Really?
Which is incredible.
What have we got now?
Oh, just bear with me.
Okay, I'm bearing.
young Fedora.
Wow. This is really dragging.
No, it's not. So at the moment, as we currently are podcasting right now, we've got 4,811 total podcast downloads.
Whoa, that's massive.
And our first episode was released on the 13th of April, 2024. So that's, pretty good.
No one's more surprised than we are.
Yeah, so just to add to that, obviously we've got, where are we? We've got currently 17 episodes live, and we are sitting pretty well with all our upcoming podcasts. This will be podcast 20 coming out on the 10th of June. That's today. In retrospect. Or future spec. Is that even a word?
Who knows, mate? Well, it's probably a romanticy.
Yeah.
Just make a word up and just run with it. It'll be fine. Oh, near the microphone.
Yeah, nice.
Slurp.
Yeah. No, Jules will be like,
So-
I've heard
That's
that
what she
before. Yeah.
SJ, you've now been on both of our Podpalooza episodes, but last time we were talking about yours being released, and now both of them, as of yesterday, are out.
Yep.
So what's that been like? What sort of feedback have you had, and how does it feel to have, your story out there on the podcast apps?
Awesome feedback, like really, really good feedback. And people that I wouldn't have thought would have listened to it have listened to it and, really enjoyed it. So I'm stoked. And people commenting on the reels and everything as well, and more people following on Instagram and more people reading the book on Inkit. So it's
Nice.
What are you at? What are you at on Inkit?
I don't check. I just
Do
see
it for
I,
us.
200,000 now?
200,000. Yeah, that is
2 MCGs?
it will
2 MCGs.
it'll still be on the 147,000, but it will be like obviously hundreds more.
We've added 13 readers to you.
Yeah, all 14 of our listeners said they were going to go read it.
Your internet's terrible here.
Oh, are you on the Wi-Fi or what are you? No, you got to run Wi-Fi around here. I was going to do the password then, and I was like, people are going to drive from the house, just sit out the front.
148,321.
Oh, that's at least 1,000.
And how many downloads we had?
Look, it's not a
4,000.
competition.
Oh, it's not.
Oh, is this for her? Yeah.
Yeah.
episode?
Yeah.
We're catching you. We're catching
Wow.
you.
Yeah.
So before they came out, when we spoke to you last time, was there any, sort of trepidation about them going out and people hearing the background to your books, or?
Not really. Like I sort of thought, people potentially find it boring. Like I'm obviously excited about it, and I enjoy writing, but I was worried that people would listen to it and they'd be like, oh, well, yeah, but it's been, the opposite. Like people are excited and they're like, yeah, no, you should do this and you should do this, and it's been good for me. I think. I know, yeah.
I think, well, the reason that's happened is because you speak with passion because it is your thing. So, I think that's what we find a lot is when you're interviewing guests that are passionate and have really worked through whatever they're presenting to the world, that shows through in the interviews. So.
Yeah, and even listening back to it, I was like, oh, I actually sound like happy and excited. What is this?
And your hubby seems to be pretty keen. He didn't seem to hate it either.
Yeah, he's very happy with it, and he's like, yeah, I did tell you all this before, but
Yeah.
now that these guys tell you, you go, yeah, I should
Yeah.
do something about it.
Yeah.
That sounds like my wife.
Yeah,
Oh, God, that shits me.
yeah.
How many times I've told her to do something and then she needs validation from her friend. I'm like,
Yeah.
I told you that. That's the,
Yeah.
So there was a challenge set to you that you have fulfilled from that
Yes.
episode. Can you
Yep.
tell us about that?
I have created a Patreon page so people can subscribe to help me reach my goal of getting my books professionally edited.
Mhm.
And I'll be able to provide them some extra content, some behind the scenes with writing, and maybe some recorded chapters as well. And it'll be a bit of fun.
I think that's really cool in particular because, most patrons get early access to things or some sort of bonus, but to know that you're contributing to the actual editing process, I think is really amazing to let your followers contribute to that.
Yeah. And it's it's the worst process, I think, of putting a book out there. Is the fun part's writing it, and then editing is just not fun. And to do it properly, you really need to get somebody else to do it, because to edit your own work, you're not going to pick up on stuff that other people will pick up on, as you know.
Yeah.
We've got somebody who's messaged saying they want you to start a book club.
I just saw that.
So you'll have to do that. I don't know what sort of books you'll be.
Book club with all my books.
Yeah, that's right. All your style books.
Yeah.
We can link to the Patreon, but is there a handle for that, or is it something that we need to link with lots of numbers in it or something?
I think it's just SJ Brand Author.
Okay.
Is the
Yep. And it's on all your socials and that now?
It will be.
Yep.
It will be.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely by the time this goes out.
Yeah, by the time this goes out, it will be. Yep.
Yep.
So go to my Instagram now, and that's where you'll find it.
Because I want to say, for us, supporting others is something that we right from the start wanted to do, and to see that actually coming to fruition now, it feels good, right, Al and Berso? It's something that we wanted to do, but to see it actually happen, I hope that people listening do, even if it's just a one-off subscription and then they opt out or they stay on. It just shows, it validates to you that you're on the right path and people care. So if anyone out there is listening, anything you can do, jump on Instagram, give her a follow, share it with a friend, jump on Inkit,
Read the book
through the app.
Yeah.
And then that way that's what contributes to your numbers, right, that you just read out before.
Yep.
And it's just a way to validate you. And I hope that through the podcast we've been able to do that for you. And thank you for coming on.
No, thank you. The steps that I've taken since doing the podcasts, I wouldn't have taken if I hadn't done it. So, it's the push that I needed, and I appreciate it.
Excellent.
Thanks, guys.
So what is the one coming up that will be edited? What can they look out for?
The new book that I've written,
is that so? That's currently been on Inkit.
Yeah, so I've just finished maybe a week ago. I finished a book called A Fracture of Light and Shadow, and it's been doing really well and building its reader base and some really good reviews. I haven't had any trolls yet. I haven't had any bad reviews yet. So
Are you disappointed with that?
No.
You're not looking forward to
So
your
it's
first
jumping
one?
on Inkit now to be like, this is horse shit.
You're like, you need to
just be better.
just be less shit.
We've discussed how to handle criticism, so now we need to put it into practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're not on our Patreon, though, you're not allowed to write bad stuff. That's the rule. You want to write a bad comment, you got to get on our Patreon.
Yeah, pay me.
You want to read it?
Is that what they're sitting in front of us for?
I was going to get SJ to try and find a paragraph or a section that she wants us to read about.
So we have the SJ's books, Bloodstains, sitting in front of us, and we're going to do a little reading for you guys as a teaser.
Who's going to do the reading?
Well, I think if you've got a part with different people in it, you can probably
give us a roll.
You can probably point to some people and get them to do it.
Can you give me a couple of minutes?
Yeah. We'll get if we can get Fedora to read out some of our reviews, see how they're going, and you can do that. And I'm going to start ringing some people.
Yeah. So through Apple Podcasts, people are able to leave comments for us with a review, and some of the stuff that's coming through, it's really positive. Obviously, we've got our 1-star, but we'll ignore him for now.
Not available.
Oh.
Please leave a short message, and it will be sent
That's
as
your mate.
an audio message.
Oh, hey, McConnell, you ball bag. Everyone say good day to him.
He talks up his numbers and then he doesn't answer his phone.
He's useless. He's too cool for us.
Now he has no right of reply to Carolina.
He missed the train.
Yeah, he missed the train. This is going to be our new thing, just leaving people's answering machine messages while we're on here.
It's hard to be a professional communicator when you don't answer.
Yeah, I'm just taking up his whole message bank at the moment. All right, I'm out.
Yeah, so back to the reviews, right? On Apple Podcasts, we have one from Andy Cullen Australia saying a fresh approach to podcasting. Love the content. Get a few big laughs each episode. Something for everyone, not just veterans and first responders, but anyone wanting to understand what it takes to serve. Great job, lads. So that's a positive one. It's great to read. Let's have a look through. So boohoo, $, @ great, easy listening and relatable.
What? What's that person's name? Boohoo.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Righto.
So another one, Brasm.
Not available. Please
Okay.
leave a short message,
Oh.
and it will be sent as
Who's
an
this?
audio message.
Jared. Oh, Mr. Jared Gowdry.
Screening our calls
Yeah,
already.
he's screening our calls. He literally just gave me his number, and now his first call.
Hold
not
on.
go.
I've got something for him.
You got something? Yeah.
Knock, knock.
Oh, who's there?
I don't know.
That was terrible, mate. He literally showed you how to write a joke, and you've choked.
Is that
Haven't heard
because
it.
you thought that he wasn't going to be able to reply?
Yeah, I thought he was going to hang up, to be honest. Because knock, knock, and then boom.
Go again. Go again.
Knock, knock. Our secret admirer on Apple Podcasts.
Oh, okay. Go on.
Before you call, just let me finish.
Yeah,
alright?
go.
What's the go? People can change their username as they write reviews or something?
Well, this
What's
is our
going on
secret
there?
admirer. So whoever she or he is.
Berso trolling.
I love the topics these guys cover and how similar it is to the JRE, Joe Rogan experience, as a conversation between people. Ooh, I like that. There's a guy called Bursog. That might not be Burso.
Fair sog. Yeah, right. That narrows
Possibly
it.
someone that
narrows it
used
down.
to work with.
Yeah.
Two mad dog lads with great skills and knowledge. Hey, there's three of us here, but anyway.
Yeah, but you don't have mad skills and knowledge.
Burn.
Oh. Hello. Are you there, Mark?
I am.
Oh.
Hi, Chris. How are you?
Oh, you're the first person to answer the phone. Sorry about the surprise.
No, no, not at all. Sorry, I just received your message before and haven't had a chance to get back to you. I've just been on the phone.
Yeah, that's
but
cool.
yes,
Yeah.
I was free over the next 45 minutes.
Well, you're live now, so you're welcome.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome back, Mark from Savvy, to another Podapalooza.
You're the worst stitch up than when you're like, you're on speaker. It's like just let him run at the start.
Exactly right. They tell you like after you said something embarrassing, you're on in the phone with my family in the car.
Yep.
And like, oh, good.
I would have loved if you'd just gone, oh, sorry, mate, I've just been on the shit. It's just doing really badly today. That would have been.
Yeah, God, lucky I said nothing embarrassing.
Yeah.
So how you guys been? I love the look of your trip. The photos are incredible. It looks like an amazing time.
Oh, it was
Forget how
great.
gorgeous that outback is.
Oh, it was amazing. We're ringing up about your new cans, Mark. What's going on?
Right.
The new packaging. Are they? The people are confused. They're like, are they going to sound the same when you open the can?
We've spent years developing that crack. So now, luckily, the lid of the can
That's not a bad
doesn't
little.
actually change from the main part of the can. So the lids or ends, as they're technically referred to as, which doesn't sound technical at all, is going to remain the same. From the same place, same crack, same everything. So that's very exciting news.
My
Only
mission
the body of the can
is to find
changing.
something you don't know about, Mark. It's like,
Pardon?
my mission is to find something you don't know stuff about.
There's so much. We're just talking about stuff that I know, that I do know stuff about, which is great. But there's tons of stuff I've got zero idea about.
Yeah.
I was actually just trying to work out the difference between bed sheets on the weekend. Very confusing.
Like Egyptian cotton versus.
Yeah, versus and the thread counts. Like, why is 800 better than 500? Like, I get there's more threads, but does that really make a difference? It probably could or would. Is it sustainability? Is it durability? Is it?
It'd be
I
durability.
don't
I
notice
reckon.
it.
It'd be like Kevlar, like the tighter wound fibers. About like that'll be if you've got a.
No one's shooting me in bed though.
Not what that's. Where are they shooting you then? Like in bed's Bali. They can't get me in bed. That's Bali.
Where exactly are you finding the
with my
time to
cozy
research
pillow.
bed sheets?
I
Mark?
know. Yeah, because you
No,
won't.
I have zero idea. You're just chatting about something before. Anyway.
He's like, so then I spiraled into 7 hours of looking into bed sheets.
Anyway, on the can thing, I've been wanting to do this since day one. It's very expensive to go to full print aluminium cans. You need to go ahead and be prepared to purchase a large quantity. So doing a label on a can is a good way to get started for a small business because it's a approach where you don't need to commit to huge amounts of stock. But once you go that next level up into full printed aluminium, you need to commit to having larger amounts of stock. So you need to therefore have a place where it goes, and you also need to have a system in place where sales are coming in so you can actually use the stock and draw down on it pretty quickly. Otherwise, well, you've just bought something that's the cost of a couple cars in aluminium cans. And if they're not getting filled and sold, then it's not really helping anyone. So
Can we just
finally,
make a
we're
can
at that
we make a
stage we can
thing?
do that.
where you make sure that the savvy is like to the right or the left of the mouth. So when we drink, we can be like mad influencers the whole time. Because sometimes it gets confusing.
No, I wish I could control that. So on the line where it goes on, because this is actually something I wanted to happen years ago.
Why did I know that was going to be a thing?
Have you been putting the labels on yourself?
Just for this OCD, that's why.
I feel like I could. I wouldn't do it as well as the machines. But there's as they kind of go down the line, they all get kind of spun down this long conveyor belt. And then, they're turning and spinning the whole time. Then they get filled, and I think the machine fills like 8 or 10 at a time. And then afterwards, then they get moved on, and then they get, then this thing comes down, like steam pushes the can on. So when cans are created, it's actually the body of the can is just open, and then after it gets filled, it first gets disinfected and all the rest of it. Then it gets filled, and then it gets this big machine comes on, like squashes all these things and like basically presses a lid to it, which is the top of the can. And so that all happens very quickly. However, they're moving and spinning the whole time. So that's why they're all so unique. Otherwise, it'd be great if every single one was to the right-hand side. So when you look at the camera, you can do a little cheeky smile while pouring some savvy in, and it's facing the label perfectly, or facing the camera. But that's so out of my control.
Surely there's a laser alignment that can be innovated in this system, Mark. Come on, you've been thinking about it. No, you've got to implement it now.
He's now looking into that. Don't you worry.
It's actually a very good idea. I can go ahead and I'll suggest to the guys. It's something that surely lots of people have thought about before. So I wouldn't be surprised if it is something that can be done.
Just double down and buy the canning plant now, and then you'll be able to do it.
Yeah. One of these days.
So when's your new can coming out, Mark?
It was made yesterday and today. So I just spoke to the my distributor. So they're if anyone's ever had Jiva Kombucha, it's that group where they have a few people that they allow to work at the same facility as them, and we're lucky enough to be one of those people. And so they have just done new cans for us, which is really kind of them as a favour, because I said I needed it really quick, and most places make you wait in line for weeks and weeks. But the cans got delivered on Monday, and they made the stuff yesterday and today, which was so nice. So look our best at a trade show on Monday, Tuesday next week, which is called Naturally Good at the Convention Centre in Darling Harbour, the ICC.
Hey, Mark, my name's Fedora. I don't know if we've actually met or spoken yet, but nice to meet you. I'm one of the other hosts that doesn't really host that often. How you going?
Hi. I'm really good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. I've enjoyed plenty of savvies, and I'm busting to go to the toilet right now because we've smashed one during the podcast, and they're absolutely delicious. So thank you.
Oh, I'm so glad. Wonderful. You're very welcome. Glad to hear you saying that.
So I want to propose a challenge to you called the Savvy Challenge.
Okay, I like it.
So the Savvy,
very catchy title.
Trademarked, the Savvy Challenge, and you've sent through a video of yourself doing a particular dance move with a savvy. Do you remember this?
Yeah, vaguely. I think it was yes, I do recall the one.
Because someone else.
I think Al was going to do it too, wasn't he?
Al's going to have to do one.
Yeah, this was inspired by Sam Asser.
That's right.
Fantastic dance moves, and I think Al and I were going to try and recreate it.
I have no hips, Mark, so it's just not possible.
Yeah, if we're going to do it well, I have to go on an extreme diet and get a nice wig. So best of luck to all of us.
So what I'm proposing is we'll post this goes out on the 10th of June. Around that time, we'll post and collab you in it, and we'll just put it out to anyone that wants to send in a video doing that particular dance move that you've done. I've already had some friends and family do it, so we've already got some lined up.
I'm a massive fan of it.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm a massive fan of the crack. Of just people just sending us videos of them cracking a savvy now. I love it.
The double crack challenge.
Yeah.
That can be
double crack challenge.
That can be savvy challenge too. So what do you reckon? Are you happy to do that with us?
Oh gosh, yeah, absolutely.
And we might discuss offline if we can. Whoever does the best one, we might be able to flick them something.
Oh, I'd be more than happy to put a little prize pack together for the best. Should we also have? I feel we should have the Clean Herself Sam involved. considering she was the OG dancer on this, in some way, shape, or form. If that can fall into it, I think that would be very amused. Hopefully, she's not mortified and embarrassed.
No, she's made for it. She's now reading. She's now reading out poetry online, thanks to SJ giving her a boost now. So and I think they're going to read sex books together now, which is
wonderful.
Yeah. So you know,
Yay.
yeah. So
Okay, cool.
We're bringing the community
we're
together.
talking like Coleridge, bit of Shakespeare, what kind of stuff we're running?
No, I think Sam's writing her own stuff now. SJ's writing like smart, and Sam's writing like lovely poetry, but they're both going to read the same thing out, I think. So it's
Very cool. All right, interesting.
we've actually got SJ's book here. So SJ's just going through. She's been going through her book for the last 10 minutes, trying to find out, obviously, no doubt, the worst part of the book for us to read. And Fidel can't handle it anymore.
We need a page that's podcast friendly, but not
I know,
totally
I'm
R
struggling.
rated. But
Oh, yeah? It doesn't.
struggling.
what about M++ rated?
Why does it need to be?
M15+.
Why does it need to be podcast friendly? We've literally said the C-bomb and all sorts of stuff on here. You just say whatever you want.
I was like, because I don't want to read it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm very intrigued to hear like a little sentence or two.
just go with one, SJ. What if it's on? Just give us a little paragraph for Mark before he heads off. Oh God, come on now.
Sorry to put you on the spot. I hope you don't mind.
She's not on the spot. She's been here
You're
for 10
not
minutes.
sorry.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
She's been doing it for 10 minutes.
All right. I'll do one paragraph. It's a short one. So
That's what
last
she
night
said.
had been damaging, to say the least. After walking away from Quinn's room, I needed to get out of there. I could hear her crying as I descended the stairs, and I knew that if I'd stayed in the house, I wouldn't have been able to stop myself from going back in. Doon, doon, doon.
Ooh.
No, probably not. That's
Yeah.
Not scary music,
Great
just
sound
sexy
effect.
times.
Yeah,
oh,
right.
that's what it was. Oh, I thought it was literally like every dating thing I had between 20 and 30.
I left, she was crying.
She was let down. She was like, that was shorter than normal. Right, Mark, we're going to head off, mate. We're going to try and ring some other people, but thanks for being involved. And any danger of you coming to Melbourne
thank you for,
anytime
for
soon?
involving me. Yes, the Melbourne thing will be happening in July.
Oh, okay, July.
Is that okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if
Okay,
we're still going by then, we haven't been cancelled. That'd be great. You're welcome to get on.
You're about to get more subscribers. You got SA Poetry now as well.
Yeah,
You're now hitting new audiences.
Well, I'm interested to see where our audience goes. If SJ's people start getting involved, they're going to do some weird stuff to Al when they see him in the
A lot of
streets.
thirsty women.
Well, good luck with your upcoming expo, Mark, and we'll probably check in with you on the next Podapalooza as well.
No doubt.
Can't wait.
Ideally,
Guys,
by
thank
then,
you so much.
ideally by then, we'll actually see you, Mark.
Yeah, that would be great. And also, I'm going to send you all the new chocolate coated bars. They're going to be made today and tomorrow.
Oh,
They're delish.
I'm excited about a new can. If it doesn't sound the same though, Mark, we'll just stop these phone calls.
Just again, Mark,
That'll
thank
be
you
a
for
heads up.
everything you've done for us.
Oh, this guy's such a suck today.
Such
What?
a producer.
What?
This is why we don't have him on.
Come on, don't be like that.
So
All right,
good.
Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks,
Guys,
mate.
pleasure. Thanks so much. Have an amazing day,
See you,
everyone.
mate.
Cheers, mate. Wait,
Bye-bye.
I'm not a suck.
we gonna take this offline, or we're just going to do contact counselling on the thing?
Well, the last one was about beef. I think you
Oh,
just
it
started-
was. Yeah, you're right. We started, mate. We got nowhere on internet beef on that. Ridiculous. Nobody. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'm ringing.
Who's ringing now?
Hello, fellas. How are you?
Oh, here he is.
Oh.
He's straight into it. Well, we ambushed the last one. He was just like, "Oh, hey mate, how you going? Yeah, sorry, I missed your call." I was like, "You're on live. Shut up."
Quick question. Do you want me to get off the toilet or stay on?
Can you
can't.
verbally plug a camo roll while you're on the toilet?
Mate, I wish I had camo roll. I'm currently living on the road and I've got about 1 ply toilet paper in the squirrel, I don't know, whatever that word is, that I'm
Both of
staying
them.
in. So
Mate,
there's that risk
3-ply.
of getting a free prostate exam.
Mate, I just saw your photo. We stayed there when we went and saw Matty Morris.
Is it the Ibis place?
Yep.
Oh, it really is Ibis Bouget. It was very nice.
He's got a
Nice.
bloke staying
I
in the
might
top
be
bunk as well.
I might be lying where one of your balls have been just quietly.
There's a good chance because,
I doubt they wash the sheets. So.
well, if it's the same room, there's a good chance because we ran around and just dicked everything. So you know how it is. You're going to mark your territory so no one comes in afterwards.
Yeah.
Real power move.
Mate, by
How
the
was
way,
the bush?
yeah, 3-ply camo roll went very well in the desert, mate. We
Ooh.
took it on.
We haven't
on
been
tour.
out to the desert yet, so
Got
it's
it.
nice to look after your asses.
Got
Yeah.
a few PG photos for you.
Yeah, well, mate.
Very-
should have said, well, we walked off, the two of us walked off with a shovel. And they're like, that's weird, two blokes going together with a shovel. What are they up to? And they were like, is one bloke not coming back? Are they into each other? Like, what's the go here? And we're like, no, we're just doing ads for toilet paper. And they're like, yeah, bullshit.
Like multiple people asked us why we walked off and did not believe our reason.
Oh, yeah. We tried. And then when we showed them photos and stuff, they were like, oh, we still don't believe whatever this bullshit is. This is some weird kink they thought we were into.
Very exciting news on the camo roll front. I decided just to make some content where I'll just call out the RSLs and essentially be like, oi, you're not getting back to me at all.
Yeah.
So then I just pressured my audience to like tag them into the comments, which they did. And then Queensland RSL got in contact and we just sold them $2,000 worth of toilet paper to put in all their welfare centres for the month of June. So
well done, mate. Peer pressure really does work.
That's what I was going to say. Moral of the story is
bully people.
Fucking call people out and bully them. Yeah.
That thread didn't go viral and toxic at all.
Yeah. Remember when you're like,
so I don't know who's next, but I'm coming for you.
You're the new Goldberg of Instagram.
Am I live on your podcast, by the way?
Right now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, unreal.
Oh,
yeah.
Actually, I know what you're saying. Yeah, you will be by the time this comes out. So so we're doing this on the Thursday where SJ just came out, but you'll be on Monday. So you've got another 4 days. And by the time people listen to this won't make any sense.
Cold calling people in the middle of recording a podcast is a bold move, but I'm excited that you're doing it.
Well, yeah, we're like a.
No one's doing it. That's why it's going to work.
Well, yeah, it's a poor man's version of a radio show at the moment.
Yes.
So where are you at now? Because you're Ibis, obviously. Is that where you're holding the show? I'm assuming you've got a better venue than the Ibis for.
We're in Sydney tonight, and then Newcastle tomorrow for 2 days. 3 shows over 2 days, and then Wollongong on the Sunday. So obviously it's good to know that you stayed in the Ibis budget in Newcastle. Saw the picture, looked exactly the same. I reckon they're probably
it's for people that are up and coming for sure. We're all on our way.
Yeah, it's a real dog eat dog world out there.
And it's nice, I reckon, every now and then to put the behind the scenes. I think with the way social media works, everyone's like, I'm killing it. But like, who fucking cares about that? Like, I think it's important sometimes just to show people being like, hey, I'm out doing this thing and this is what it looks like sometimes. It'd be nice if you came and supported me.
Well, yeah, it's interesting too because people like they assume that if you like they assume that they want to see you succeeding. You're like, oh, this is me on a stage with 2,000 people, and you're like, that's cool. And then if you go back and you're just sleeping in a van, you're like, I'm actually more interested in that. I'm like, old mate's making it happen, doing it, and it's not easy because I think it makes the journey a bit more interesting, and people will actually get behind you when they see what you're actually trying to do, rather than
hopefully people would see that and they go, do you know what? I wanted to do this thing, and it's not that far away if that person can do it, and there's clearly a way to be able to do it. You don't just go from like zero to like making it. And if you ever sort of like put it out there that you're just crushing it, people would be less likely to attend because they're like, he doesn't need it.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
And then obviously when you do make it and you break through, you just stop talking to people.
Just absolutely goes for a lot of you.
Oh, definitely.
When you make it, you're like, fuck this. I'm not getting.
Yeah, just
what podcast?
Yeah,
no, I'm not going on.
Uncollab on stuff, just whatever you can do. Just distance yourself as much as possible.
Your episodes inspired me to just become homeless for a little while, so that I can give your Geelong Comedy Festival the best shot possible. At not tanking. So we'll see how that works out.
Is this a joke?
Kind of a joke. I will be technically.
Or are you actually going to do it?
Oh, no, he's doing it. That's just the limit of his jokes.
Oh.
Yeah, but you are going to be homeless prior to the comedy gig or what?
Yeah, because he's selling his house.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll have money in the bank,
okay.
but I will be between any residences for a while. So I'm just channeling your creativity.
He's being a method actor and he's trying to get in the head of Jared.
You do know
Dowdrick.
the homeless part doesn't make you funny. That's not like...
Oh, no, you explained that as being
homeless
key
and you're hilarious.
You were writing a joke a day in the park. I thought that was all part of the process.
Think about every homeless person you've seen, and then how many times
but I'll
do they
have
make
the
you
money in the
laugh?
bank to buy food. It'll be different.
I love the way that we've done a couple of podcasts with you, and the thing that Al took away was I need to be homeless. That's that's how I live the dream.
Yeah.
I just admired the commitment to the dream.
Yeah.
You might have brain problems.
Look, I've been trying to work
you might
through
need
that.
Remember, you're
might
the one
need a
that's
doctor.
offering me to open for you. So
which is happening, by the way.
Yeah,
Are you shitting yourself yet?
no, not really. No, I mean, you kind of disqualified any imposter for me by saying you're gonna, get up first and say that you've just given this up as a bit of a charity thing. So
Yeah, we've got the Make-A-Wish Foundation kid coming on now, so everyone just get around him and make it really easy
there's
for
really
him.
no threshold for succeeding now.
Yeah, the awkward part is I
No.
have to like wax his head, so it's a believable
Oh, well, at
story.
least if you bomb, you can go and sleep in a park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's parks just around the corner too, so he's not far from home if he just needs to walk off and sit there.
I like you guys. You're good. You make me laugh.
Oh, that's not bad. That's pretty good. Make a comedian laugh.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
That's good feedback.
We're
What's news on the podcast front?
we're still on the hunt for that 1 star. We've literally called him out today and said you've got a chance. You can change it to 5 stars and leave a nasty review. That's still okay, as long as they give us the 5 stars.
Yeah,
so,
nice.
So that side quest is still ongoing, but we haven't scared him out of it yet. But we're beating our
right.
beating our nemesis podcast at the moment, which is actually
Don't do it.
It's actually
Everyone needs a goal. I like it. Yeah,
it's my old employer. They're on 48 and we're on 49. So as far as I'm concerned, we're beating them, and we have less of a budget. So anyway, there's some
And I
nervous looking people in the room now. Shut up on that one.
I was reading your reviews just the other day. I was like, these are upstart people with their new podcast. I'm like, surely they're just all bluffing it. You got on Spotify, you've got about 50 reviews.
Yeah,
Like you're really getting at it. Look, I'm proud. I just want to say I'm proud.
yeah. You were here before we were famous. So
Yes, I know. I know. Like a lot of people on their deathbed, they're like, I wish I just said I love my kids more.
yeah.
Right? Well, I'm not going to be that guy. I love you guys, and I'm proud of you.
We're on the hunt now to see who gets famous and can block the other person first.
Challenge accepted.
Cool, mate. So how many more things have you got? So what are you on the Stepson tour now? Is it?
Yeah, that's it. So New South Wales at the moment, Tasmania next week, off to Western Australia for 2 months, then they're coming back and sort of planning the rest of the year. But just trying to keep that momentum up, but in a sustainable way that just allows the creativity to be it and not to focus on fucking making it. I mean, I've already made it. I'm happy,
Well,
right?
obviously, you're going to call back on our podcast.
Right? Yeah. How good would the twist be if I was the 1 star guy?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh,
You were playing the
It was
long
him all
game
along.
before you were even on.
what a character arc. He's been talking this whole time, but he's literally been the one that shit canned us from day one. He's like, I just wanted to light a fire under you boys, gave you the motivation.
It's like a dad pushing his kid in the deep end.
Yeah, that's right. Have you read any police station reviews yet?
No, it's on my list of things to do because I'm thinking about incorporating that into my following show. So the juices are flowing.
Yeah.
Genius. Get around the emergency services tour next.
Well, mate,
Yeah, that's it.
You got anything else for us?
That's it, boys.
Right,
I got to
yeah.
jump in the shower and get ready to rock some people's minds.
Get a soap on a rope. Don't drop it.
I will.
We were in those prison cells before. It's not. It gets exciting in there.
Yes.
All right, mate.
looking forward to your
Thank you,
episodes
fellas.
coming out this week, mate. And for the listeners, get out and see Jared Goundry around Australia, wherever you are.
Yeah, get
Hey, do those
interactive.
things, send me a message. I'll just like anything. Just like
Yeah,
Just
you
like,
replied
hey.
to us.
I'll
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
I like anything. I love it.
what do you think I do all day? I'm on my phone. Send us a message.
Yeah,
I'll
but
get back to you.
You can't go out in the car park. You get shanked. It makes sense to sit in your room and just answer messages.
I love it. All right, boys.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, Jared. See ya.
Enjoy.
See you, mate. Wait. There you go. Oh, you know what? I'm going to ring Maddie. He's in Spain, but we'll give it a run. You guys, have you got something for us? Have you got a chapter yet?
Are we
SJ?
ready with the...
Who's reading?
We've talked about this. If you got characters ready and stuff like that?
Yeah.
You've had about 25 minutes, SJ, and your whole life. You wrote this book. You should know.
Or we can just change readers when we uncontrollably laugh.
Okay.
I'll start reading. What page?
Give him the page. Give him the page reference.
Please turn to page 117.
Oh, I love that.
Just while I'll get to that page, I'd like to acknowledge that I started a movement from the last podcast, Podapalooza, the old FAFO. It's taken off.
Mate, fuck around and find out is not your thing. I don't know how many times we need to argue with this.
I'm looking at coining it.
Yeah. No, ignore this. He won't answer. He's far too cool. He's screening my calls.
it
Just
the
stare off
middle
into the
of the
distance. I have no idea what time it is in Spain at the moment. Oh,
6, 1.
Oh, I was going to give you his number out there.
We're not having a great strike rate today.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Where am I reading from? JC?
Jace, that's not a good start.
Jace? Oh, that's a good start.
It's crook writing. That's how you spell crook names.
Yeah, okay.
Jace with a Y.
Spelled
Any
J-A-Y-C-E.
context to the paragraph needed?
Sorry, what page are we looking at? 117.
117.
Very exciting.
So for our listeners, he's
JC.
the alpha JC.
That's his gangster name.
Alpha Wolf.
He's the alpha
gangster name is
wolf.
Jay-Z. Yep.
And then he refers to Quinn, who's the main female character.
Are
and
you going to be Quinn?
Well, no, because she doesn't actually speak in this bit. So this is just him talking to his.
Nobody
Jesus.
speaks back to the
There's-
Alpha Wolf.
There's some language in here, SJ.
Yeah, that's why I picked that one. I mean, it's
Okay.
not like
Lucky I get a good radio voice for the podcast microphones.
Oh, geez. We're going to have to do a disclaimer for language on this page.
If you're in the car with any children or people that this might be awkward with, now's a good time to hit pause.
I'm literally trying to work out what sound to go with. There's no there's no risk.
Just make one.
This is Dream. It's close enough.
Last night had been damaging, to say the least. After walking away from Quinn's room, I needed to get out of there. I could hear her crying as I descended the stairs, and I knew that if I'd stayed in the house, I wouldn't have been able to stop myself from going back in. I spent the night next door at Cameron's and stayed up until the early hours going over everything that had gone down. Quinn wanted me. Her animal wanted me. It was clear that one of the reasons she stayed locked in her room all day was to limit the temptation. I'd obviously ruined all that when I'd stormed up the stairs and demanded she open the door. Fuck, I was a dickhead. I didn't want the first time we had sex to be in the days leading up to her first shift. I could remember the days leading up to my 20th. I had been a moody, horny asshole. I would have and did fuck every female that showed the slightest bit of interest, which was a lot, to be honest.
Oh, what a pimp.
Yeah,
This is my life story.
Get it, JC.
Quinn wasn't out there screwing every bloke that gave her a second look. I had never even seen her show interest in anyone else but me. I was a prick. I could have handled last night a lot better than I did, but still had no regrets about my decision. A very fucking difficult decision to not sleep with her. When we did finally take that step, it would be when we were both in tune with our animals. My wolf was much too fierce, much too testosterone-fueled to be anything but brutal with her. She would need the strength and stamina of her animal to not only keep up, but to keep in one piece. According to Quinn, she was going to be a force to be reckoned with after her shift. She hadn't wanted to elaborate last night, but time was running out. I needed to know what we were going to be dealing with. I needed to know what Agnes, I don't know what,
You got that name right?
what
Yeah.
Agnes
Agnes? Yeah.
had told
She's
Quinn
old.
at Eastern Ridge.
I gathered as much from Agnes.
I decided to drive back to Eastern Ridge this morning. If there was anyone who could shed any light on what was happening with Quinn, then it was Agnes. Should I read on?
Oh,
Yeah, you can
is
try
that
putting
the
emotion
teaser?
into it.
them's fighting words.
There's a lot going on there. Go on, Bess, I read a little bit more.
No, this is Fedora. Look at him. He's got his head in the game.
Well, I'm trying to find the sexy parts.
That was supposed to be sexy.
Was it?
There was, yeah.
If you want a sexy part, I can find a sexy part.
Oh, damn. Here we go. Have you been reading ahead, just trying to find something?
Yeah, I have. But
He's like looking at the chapter titles.
Yep.
I'm still able to stand up, so
Oh, that's going to be the checks, is it?
checks, buddy checks.
Buddy checks is not happening.
Everybody check yourself.
Well,
Well,
some interesting dialogue there.
SJ's got another 25 minutes now before she finds it.
Shut up.
Don't you have a copy with little post-its in it?
So what else we got coming up, Fedora? We got Troy Thornton.
Yeah, so you guys interviewed Troy Thornton, which I've had a listen to and I really liked it. So anyone out there that's keen on bodybuilding, he's a online coach, the number one online coach in Australia for female competitors, so contests in the federations, from my understanding.
Bikini models and stuff.
And don't hit him up if you don't know what you want. That was a takeaway for him. But he had a lot of...
he was like, "I'll listen, but if you don't..." Yeah, like he'll ask you a couple of questions, and if you've got zero idea about what you're talking about, he's probably like, maybe do a little bit more research and come on.
But he's got an interesting story from just being a knockabout bloke like any of us to now becoming someone that's super successful, and he's rubbing shoulders with some pretty high-profile people in Australia, especially Melbourne, like Tony Doherty.
I just love that he when he got into it, he was talking about when he met Tony, and he was like, "I've got a job," and Tony's like, "Yeah, what quals you got?" And he goes, "None, but I will." Like he then spent the next 3 days basically non-stop just watching 7,000 hours of YouTube, and now he's an expert at it.
Yep.
But it was like he's like, I want that, so I will be the expert at it by the end of this week. And that seems to have carried on with a lot of stuff that he did.
Yeah,
also really interesting to hear someone that's, picked up their life and moved to Dubai and the reasons behind that, and a bit of perspective on being an expat somewhere.
So they're the things that are coming up. We've got obviously the ones we spoke about with the Frontline Safari. We've got some in the works, just plugging away, just trying to reach all kind of markets. Like the big thing for us is we don't want to be locked down into any kind of specific genre. I think our genre is imposter syndrome, so anyone can face that. So the point is that we have a diversity of people coming on. So it might not be for you, a gym bro kind of guy, but he's actually quite intellectual. And if you listen to the entire podcast with him, you'll learn a lot. And that goes for anyone that we have on.
I think every guest so far has offered a lot more than what we expected they would, just based on, their career or the topic they came on for.
For sure.
And we've had a few people that aren't actually imposters as well, which has been just as valuable to find out why they didn't feel the hurdles. And, someone like Joel Jamal, it was because of their faith. Someone like Matty Morris was because, he just kept chipping away and stepping up little things each time. So been great perspective to hear that from people as well. So we're going to keep doing Podapaloozas every 10.
Yep.
So there'll be a lot more done when we come back for Podapalooza 30. Oh,
hello there.
Good afternoon.
Oh, hello.
You know who this is?
Yeah.
You want to say good day to SJ?
Oh, hello, SJ.
Yeah,
Hi, Jess. How are you?
We've got SJ, we've got Fedora, we've got Al here. The whole gang's here.
Oh, lovely. Howdy.
Good, thank you. How's life been since being a podcast host and Podapalooza now?
It's been good. Yeah, everything's going well.
Have you worked out episode 3? You said you wanted to come back.
Yes, I would love to when the opportunity becomes available. I've got Alpha, the dog, jumping on top of me right now.
Al's disappearing for the Fink. How long are you gone for?
7 days.
7 days, yeah. So we've probably got a week and a bit. So if you can come down and we'll do a wrap up again when you come back down if you want.
Yeah, for sure. I'd love to. That'd be great.
Cool.
A couple of weeks time would be good.
And we've all got SJ's books here now.
Fabulous. I'm very excited to get my hands on a copy.
Yeah, you'll have one of them.
And to be a live reader.
Oh, yes, for sure. To use those voice skills.
Yeah, well, you'll be able to read it and get there's a bit of potty mouth in it from what we've seen so far.
Potty mouth.
Let me read a bit of it first just to get comfortable with the context.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of like F-bombs and all sorts of stuff going on here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a bit aggressive.
I just blindly read a couple of paragraphs live on the podcast. So.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he read it like it was an informative channel though, which was amusing. So there's no issues so far.
Oh, that's great.
Cool. All right. Have you got anything else you want to say? Anything else going on in your life?
I'm actually just on the couch watching a show that I've been binging for the last 2 days. I haven't had 2 days to myself I couldn't tell you how long, so I'm loving it.
Yep.
Come back from a holiday, just chilling.
How was your holiday?
Life's good.
Was your husband any good on the holiday?
Fantastic. Pardon?
Was your husband any good on the holiday?
Oh, he was fantastic. He was a legend.
G'day, Jess. It's Fedora. How are you going?
Good, thanks. How are you going, Fedora?
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
You guys ever met before?
Never.
Ever spoken through the podcast before?
I haven't even spoken to him on the podcast yet, so nice to meet you.
It was almost like I thought you guys were like Batman or like Clark Kent and Superman. I've never seen you in the same place at the same time.
It's true. So excited about reading this book, are you?
Should be good.
Oh, is Is this going to be an
I
awkward?
know. My
counselling
husband will be
session
really
or-
excited. No,
Yeah.
my husband will be really excited.
You might have to
for
put a
us
few
do
post-its, little markers in the book for him.
We might get some silhouette reels out of the.
You'll get a kick
your
out of
chair.
that. That's for sure.
God.
Well, how about I challenge your husband to write you a book?
Oh,
Oh,
Oh.
hey.
she's
Okay.
like, pass.
I wonder if he'll be on board.
Probably
Just
not, but we can only ask him.
yeah, he's pretty.
Yeah.
He's pretty lazy.
We might be able to have some influence there.
Radio. But you got anything else? Anyone else?
No, thanks, Jess. We'll get you back to do your post kids identity chat soon.
Yeah,
Fabulous. No, sounds awesome. You had a
that'll-
lovely afternoon.
that'll make you the third most appeared guest at the moment. We've got SJ.
That'd be great.
SJ's appeared on 2 in-person Podapaloozas, so she's ahead. But you'll actually have 3 episodes, so that's probably. Don't know. We'll have to work out how the roster works on that. On who's more important.
It's all right.
Right.
Yes, they can have it. All good.
Oh, thanks.
All right. Cheers, Jess. Have a good one.
All right. Good chat, guys.
Cheers.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Oh, that was a late inclusion. Old Caruana got back to me. Sorry, mate. I'm just putting tourniquets on limbs at the moment. Just a cheeky flex, no big
In
deal.
training or
I
like?
was going to say, what's he doing
yeah,
first aid?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love it if it was real life. He's
think
like, I
he's-
just lost him because I had to get back to you with this text message.
He's walking around the station asking if anyone would buy the calendar if he was in it.
Yeah, he's been getting emotional. He's like, he's been sending me messages because he's like, oh, mate, I've heard all your podcasts and you keep saying I'm not going to do it. So, well, are you in it yet? He's like, well, no, but I was like, well, then I'm going to keep throwing shade until you're in there.
I still think if he doesn't get into the official one, we should make an imposter one where it's
An
just
imposter
him.
calendar.
Every month is different.
It's just
Carolina.
Yeah, and we just give just everyone bring your pets in.
Yeah.
Everyone bring your pet in. We'll just get a different photo with Caruana and their pet.
Get some pity sales of that calendar.
Yeah, I'll light my fire up and they can have that in the background and we can get him up at the Yu-Yangs and up on the top there. It's going to be good
dear.
times.
All right. Well,
All right, team.
thanks for tuning in for Podapalooza 2
Yeah.
and some great episodes coming out in the next few weeks for you guys. So,
You gonna play the jam?
oh yeah,
May as well
Outro.
while we've got it. Yeah, we're all the way up.
absolutely.
You heard this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine.
See you next
Yeah,
time.
but I don't know if we
imposters.
played it at the time.
You're not gonna stop there. So
Just do it.
make your dreams.
What's the worst that's going to happen? Just do it.
Make your dreams.
Simple.